Happy Onewheel Wednesday, everybody. What a weekend it was in the Onewheel community. The mega race of the year, the race for the rails just happened. Someone earned I almost said $1 million, but it was $10,000 to
Someday.
the fastest pro man and woman. It was epic. We're going to talk all about that. We're going to talk about the XL Onewheel that showed up there and what happened there. We're going to interview the men's winner of the race. We are still trying to get hold of Zane, who is the female winner of Race to the Rail. She is so fast we can't slow her down to answer to our texts and DMs. Maybe someone can help us with that. But welcome, my name is Scott Mendenhall. We're joined with my lovely bride for 24 years now, Holly Mendenhall. How you do?
I'm doing great. How's everybody out there?
Don't you wish that there was like that?
I know that they could come back and talk to me.
But they can't. They can't in the chat. If you're brand new, jump in the chat.
How to do that.
On Wednesdays, it's live at 2:30 Central Time. People always ask us, don't they, Holly? Why 2:30? What a random time. It works with our schedule, everybody. That's why it's 2:30. And then it lives forever for you to rewatch and follow up on all things. A lot happened in the community. One more week on the racing side of things. And what did we see this? What happened at Race to the Rails? Changed one-wheel racing forever. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. It was, there's not a lot of words for it. It was amazing. It was fast.
It was, yeah.
Surprising.
So if you haven't seen it and you watch this and don't go watch this, you got to go rewatch the replays of it on onewheel.com or Onewheel on YouTube. Oh, the track, my opinion, awesome. I didn't write it, but visually at home was what I was hoping it would be. Like, here, we have a clip of it on Instagram, like a bit of a highlight here, straight from, I think it's Onewheel Racing. Just play the first one there, Hal. Let's throw it up on the screen here so you can see, if you're bringing around, look at this. They are just full sending it. Can you move your little mouse cursor off there? There you go. Look at this. Like, it's like you could follow the race so well. And this is from, I think This Fun Wheel posted it, and then it's been reposted by heaps of people there. Just a quick highlight, the lily pad, the launch ramps.
There's people everywhere. Like, you don't see the people usually in the videos. So that just means that they got to places where they could see. Look how many people are watching it right there. Awesome.
It was so cool. Now, you've seen a lot of the carnage there. I mean, you were a hero and somewhat of a zero if you didn't land it, let's be honest. So there's a quick highlight, and then went to a trick competition at Golden Hours. Beautiful, beautiful. So let's get to our guest. This guy, we have been a fan of his crew for years. The whole family's just fast. I am supporting them by wearing their jersey. In this house, this is voted the second favorite jersey over ours being number one. It's the bright colors. Everybody knows when you're wearing it. They are out of Hawaii. Stoke is so high with this crew. Jafari, coolest hair ever. The dude is faster than fast on his one wheel. He makes going uphill look like everyone else is going in reverse. Let's get Jafari, your 2025 Race for the Rail men's champion, Jafari, everybody. Jafari, how we doing?
Doing great.
Okay.
Thanks
doing
for
great.
having me on here.
Oh, man, we're stoked.
We love having you on here.
Hey, that you'll slow down just to hang with us is just, we feel good about it. Like, you're fast, man. I got a question.
Yeah.
Are you just as fast in a run as you are in your one wheel? Does it correlate? Like, if I was to line up in a track and race you, would you blow me away? You just fast?
What kind of question is that?
I just want to
I
know.
don't know. My dad says I'm faster when I'm running after the soccer ball than I am in track and field.
Yeah, you don't want to just run aimlessly.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
more of a distance runner.
Okay. I was just seeing if you just were always fast, because on the one wheel, you fast. You're there's like fast, and then there's crazy fast. You're crazy fast. Like you're fast. Crazy fast. When I say it like that, it's like, how do you land what you land without eating dirt? It's impressive, man, to watch you over the years. I love. I asked Jafari before we started if that was the check he just got over his head, but no. That was a couple years ago. He's just reminding us all that that's how good he is. He's podiumed before at Race to the Rail. Great. How's it feel, man? How's it feel to got to the top of the sport this year?
Feels great. I'm so stoked. I can't believe I took it. It feels like a dream.
It does?
I was like pinching myself before I went on the podium, making sure it was real, you know?
That's so, yeah. Yeah, and then for us at home, it felt like forever before you were crowned the champion, before you stood on the podium. Because here, it just was a drone shot of the whole place. We're like, are they getting to that podium here soon? What's going on? And eventually you stepped up there. Did they give you a can of Red Bull in one hand and the sword in the other? Is that what you're...
No, I don't drink Red Bull. I just saw it. It was on the podium. It wasn't like I didn't touch it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know, like, if that...
If that was like part of it.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't...
Well done. Here's your
here's
money,
what I thought, really,
here's
'cause-
your trophy and your Red Bull.
Because the podium was
Right.
all young guys,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're the oldest one. Is that right?
No. Jack Minsker is the oldest. Yeah, he's like 21.
Oh, he is
Okay.
21.
Okay.
Oh, see, I thought everybody was
He's
under 21, so I thought maybe they're not doing champagne this year because the podium is... Okay,
Right.
that
Yeah,
debunked
he's
that.
not 21 yet, but yeah,
Oh, well.
he is almost.
So that's
All under
probably right.
21 podium.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
That's awesome. Love it.
I think that's telling us where the sport might be going, that it might be going younger. Okay, so give us your take. First year at a course like this, it seemed to fit you well, Jafari. Do you agree with that or not? What was your take on the course?
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked to jump, ever since I was a little kid. Just being here in Kindly, bored at the shop and stuff. So, like, my dad and my uncles, they'd be like, oh, let's build some ramps and stuff. The next thing you know, we have, like, 2-3 ramps here at the shop. And then me and my cousin and our friends that ride in the area are, like, getting competitive on them. We're, like, moving the gap farther and farther, seeing who can gap the farthest on it, And like every once in a while, one guy would get a gap farther than me, and then I'd have to go out there and go get a bigger gap than him. Back when I was like 12,
Yeah,
And,
I remember seeing some of these videos on Instagram, at least if it serves me right, right outside the shop. There's some of that floating around somewhere. I've seen you do that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, right outside.
all on pints, if I remember right. It's not like you were running XRs or something GTs. Yeah. Okay, so so jumps, obviously you enjoy. They're not intimidating to you.
Yeah,
So
not
you-
really. Yeah,
Okay.
So when you first saw this track, I mean, this is just right up your alley. You were like, speed,
yeah.
jumps.
When I saw your guys' features that you guys made, I was like, okay, sweet, I can work with this.
Yeah.
And I was watching those videos a lot, and I actually studied the lily pad a lot from there because your guys' kids, they're some of them were landing in, some of them were coming off, and I was watching their different techniques on them hitting it. And then I wasn't actually like, because the way that they had it set up at Race for the Rail was totally different than the way you guys had it set up. You guys
Yeah.
made the feature, but they had it set up on a big, like, it was starting to become downhill right before, so you could catch a lot of speed into there.
Right.
And on that one too, like, we decided to just even gap that like we did in there, and like,
Yeah.
I liked it. I really liked it, honestly. All those kickers and all of that, the whole bike track idea, the motocross. I think Austin had a really good vision.
Great
Yeah.
vision
All that.
for it. Great
Yeah.
vision.
We'll have him on later in the show, but we do need to applaud that. Like,
Yeah.
good call on it. As a spectator, great job. But I just looking at the races, like, you guys could just see where everybody's at the whole time. I felt like
Right.
you guys were riding at a higher level because you were literally being chased and you could see them. Right?
Mhm.
Like, previous years going down the
That-
mountain was great, but you had if you didn't have line of sight on somebody, it was easy to get around a switchback and no longer see somebody, but they could have been right. Anyways, it was cool.
We've talked about this for a lot of years of different types of races, and sometimes when you have the head-to-heads, there's no room to pass. And then on this, when you actually have everybody out at one shot but have room to pass, it's fun to watch. I'm sure, well, I wouldn't know if it would be fun to race, but it looks like you guys are having fun, so it was awesome. It was kind of like a lot of things that have been said, the community's been saying for a long time.
Jafari, did you come in at practice feeling pretty good as you watched things? Did you feel like things were going your way? I guess I'm asking. Practice on Thursday last week, right? Did you feel like, oh, I'm in a good spot, or were you not sure?
Yeah, I felt like I was doing pretty good. Driving up there, I hit a practice run in Santa Cruz with Onewheel and Dylan, and upper campus area, and that was like a good thing I did, because there's like a nice little gap jump over there we were practicing that was similar in size to those kickers.
Yep.
So when we got there, I was hitting practice laps with Noah Mead a lot, and me and him were just flying. Like, a lot of people were telling us it's going to be one of you guys, and we're flying. We were basically just racing during practice, you know.
Okay.
So, and honestly, like during practice, I could have took it a little bit easier. Like, I kind of got ahead of myself. Just like I just kept going, like kept going, and it was good at the end because it got me the win. But my heels were super sore. And yeah, I was super stoked on the track, a little bit too stoked.
Yeah. Well, but I guess that tells me how much you enjoyed the course. If you're right, sometimes
Right.
some trails are less fun, so you just tend to not. You just kind of get through them. But it
Definitely
sounds
the
like,
funnest track I've hit.
I mean, it looked like that. For pros, like again, we've got you here. We're talking about you winning the men's championship, which is so cool. There were obviously other heats going. You had the Groms, and they looked like they were enjoying it. And then you get to the some of the other categories, and it just they were taking beelines a little bit more, or they weren't gapping stuff. It's still impressive. It's just when you got to the pros, it was like, this is. I felt like this was a race where the pros earned their name pro.
Yeah, it felt like a real
sure.
pro event.
I think that's a good way to say it, and I think it's a great upgrade for the sport. I don't think there's turning back, because it's like this separated. It just separated Joes and pros, and I get it. There's some people out there that don't want to be separated, but hey, I've been a pro. But the sport's gotta grow, and I think this helps the sport grow. I mean. What I watched reminded me a lot about what you see from Red Bull Rampage. There are mountain bike races down the side of a mountain out in Utah. Those kind of races. You just had that vibe. It's like, okay, we can build on this. But that's why I think it's a young person sport all of a sudden. I say that there's always going to be somebody that's 50 years old sending in, they can do it, and that's great. There's always somebody. But it just felt like, hey, we're on to something here. Austin and his brain and the team around did a wonderful job. Okay, you made it look easy. We got this shot where you pass. It's on Instagram. I think it's on Onewheel Racing. Bro, we're going to try to loop this as best we can here. Put it up on the screen so everybody can see this. This is Jafari just passing somebody. Let's do that again so everybody knows. Jafari is in orange. He's on the left of your screen. Start that. Just click off of it. Trying to help Holly navigate this. Now go back and click it. Okay, here he goes. Look at that. What is happening? Okay, let's just come back and just talk about that for a moment, Jafari. What was going through your mind in that moment? Because I lost my mind when I watched it.
He did. He started
That
screaming.
was the second pass?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's... You had fallen and then fallen behind, and then it was like, where are you going to pass him? And who chose right there?
Right, exactly. Yeah, so in practice, like, Connor was killing it. And he's just smooth the whole time, you know, during practice. He was even getting the whole shot on me, him and Jack. And I knew that these guys are clean, you know, so they're like in my head a lot. And the only thing Connor wasn't doing was hitting the lily pad, you know. He was just tapping it and hitting it like how your kids were doing it, you know.
Yep.
And during the qualifying rounds, I actually came second to Connor. And I took the lily pad like he did, because there was no reason. It wasn't broadcasted, and it wasn't like top 5 moved on, and I was in second to him. So I was like, I'm not going to like try to pass him for no reason on it right here. So I just decided to do what he was doing and stay in second and qualify, right?
Yep.
And
but that's good racing. That's good racing,
Right.
Jafari, right? You're kind of like hiding a little bit on what you're going to do. Because sometimes you get lost and you go, I got to win every time. And then you got no legs for the final. So that's what I was saying. It just seemed different this year, Jafari. You had a little bit more head on your shoulders and thinking it through the long. It was impressive to watch. So, okay. So race day happens. You were in the lead at one point, and then I think you fell. Right? Did you, or somehow he passes you?
He just passed
I didn't
you.
fall. He's a little bit lighter than me, I think.
Okay.
Like, and he overtook me on the uphill twice.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
It came around the curve and went on the uphill, and he got you just on that, and
Yeah.
then you
And,
came flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just knew, honestly, I just knew I could catch him right there. Like, if there's any other spot, like any spot I could get him, it's right there. I could just go full speed and send it. And I've done it before, like when I was a little kid, like against Jeff Adair. And like, yeah, it's not my first time doing passes like that. I'm kind of confident doing passes like off the jumps and stuff. So, like I said, I've been doing it since I was
Yeah.
little.
Well, it's those things that I think we were talking about earlier, like that leveled up
The sport.
what it is to be a pro one-wheel rider.
I hope somebody got a snapshot of that, like a genuine picture, because that should be a poster of you in the
Yeah.
air passing someone. And I think that's what makes it as a spectator, like, wow, because it's like, where in our sport have we been able to see passes like that before? It would have to be like somewhat sketchy passes on switchbacks where then always somebody's complaining, oh, they impeded my line.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, when you're passing somebody on a switchback, it's sketchy all the way around for everybody. And that was such a clean pass. You didn't impede anybody. It looked good. It was like, at that point, I don't think you ever... He didn't catch back up, right? You took the lead the rest of the way.
Not after I got past him on that
Yeah.
one. He didn't catch me.
Yeah.
Like, I technically beat him every lap. Like, if you look at it, because I caught back up to him before the finish line every single time and passed him on that.
Yeah.
So, like, I won every lap. I won every lap, like, even in the qualifiers, besides the one right before where I took the lily pad. Connor beat me in the round right before the finals. That's why he had first seeding and I had second.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, and somebody in the chat is saying that where they were staying, they were out there for safety and, caution. Sean Paul was saying every time you guys got to him, you were neck and neck. It was like one would inch forward, the next one would come, and like you just kept going back and forth.
That was before
every
the
lap.
skinny. What we call here is the skinny drop. It's the three
That was their-
skinnies, and then it was a drop right after a switchback. Yeah, you guys were so close. At one point, you guys were right behind each other and on the same skinny. You both chose the center.
Yeah, I think Connor came right behind you, and
Yeah.
some of our kids were like, "Connor, take a different line, take a different line." But he came right
Yeah.
after you, and it was just
Was
like,
that the best line? Was the center one? Is that why you both took it?
Yeah, that it kind of spits you into it the best. And then, like, honestly, like on that uphill, I was trying to make sure Connor didn't get that inside line on me. So I just did whatever he did when he was in front of me.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it was great. Okay,
You
so
studied it
we have a
well.
few more minutes with you, Jafari. I got to ask, what are you going to do with $10,000? Like, you going to save it? Are you going to go to Disney? Like, what's the plan here?
I'm thinking about probably saving it and maybe buying a car or something. I don't have a car yet. I had a car and then the transmission went out.
I hate cars. I hate
Yeah.
cars for that reason right there, because they break.
yeah.
Right. So lame.
Yes.
So that we
Okay.
don't have that one anymore. So I might have to get a new car.
Okay.
And then I was born in Jamaica, so like the property over there is like way cheaper, like compared to property here in Hawaii. So like I could possibly like try to double the money and get property over there if I wanted to. I
Dang.
just got to find out some way to do that.
Yeah,
He's
man.
fast, and he's a businessman.
Yeah, the guy.
Wow,
Entrepreneur. I love it. We're
that's amazing.
great plans, man. Great plans. Okay. So is your race season over? Is that it? Or are you gonna you gonna look to next year now, or what's your plans the rest of the season?
Well, I wanna go out to Float Life Fest and possibly bring my brother out there for a race. He's never
Ooh,
went
yeah.
to a race before. Brother Jaden.
That'd be sweet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you playing soccer this school year?
Yeah, I'm planning on playing soccer too.
Full schedule, man. What I'm
Senior
learning.
year? Are you in senior year?
No, sophomore.
Oh, I always think you're older.
Yeah, it says it's that mature
just-
face right there.
I'm
That's a
just-
seasoned winner right there. That's what you're looking at right there. Well, Jafari, we would love to talk with you a bunch more. We wanted to get you on here. Congrats to you. Hear your take over the weekend. Any final thoughts as you look back at being crowned One Wheel Racing League champion? What's your closing thoughts on that as you just smile as I say that? Will that ever get old, you think?
I hope not, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. Well, I'm just super thankful that all you guys make it possible for it to happen, And I just want to thank my sponsors, Hero AC, Elite Epoke, Stoke Milks, my mom and my dad, and yeah, just everybody, all my friends, and
Yeah.
everybody that's made it possible and pushed me.
Well,
awesome.
congrats. Tell your family hello for us. All right,
Yes.
Jafari.
Tell Ed
It has
and I
been
Joey
an
said hi.
honor. Yeah, we
Yeah.
miss seeing.
We told you at the beginning
We've
that we have
missed your-
missed seeing your family
at the-
throughout
at
the
the
races and
races,
stuff.
so-
So it's good to catch up with you.
It is very
Yeah.
good to see you guys.
Yeah, I'll
Be
tell Adonai you said what's up.
Please do. Be safe out there in Hawaii, and hopefully we'll see you at one of the either this season season at a race or in the new year. Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah, I got to get back on school.
All right, Jafari. Get back to the books, bro. Get back to the books. See ya.
Bye, Jafari.
Yeah.
Oh,
love
man.
you guys. Thank you guys.
That is a good guy right there.
That's
So
so-
cool
I'm
to
so
watch him
excited for
growing
him.
up in the sport and things of that nature. What an honor to be with him. I again see or just flashes of him on the pint and full sending it to being now crowned the champion.
Well
It's
done,
always
bud.
fun to watch people's progression through the sport, and so we're pretty stoked on that. Hey, if you are loving the community and stuff, we want to give you a chance to. I think I have a copy of it. People keep grabbing my one office copy.
Where?
I had to get this. That
Oh,
was
there
poor
you go.
filming, but Get Stoked magazine. I'm having a feeling that their new episode or their issue will cover all Race of the Rail stuff. And so what we want you to do is be a good human being and go subscribe to the subscription. We'll put it
These-
on the screen how to do that right here. So you have here's your 3 things. Holly's going to tell you how to do that.
Okay, you can easily do a subscription. The best one to do is to go ahead and do the annual subscription so that you just get all of the subscriptions when they come. And so they inform you of when they're heading your way. So you can do the single issue, like we said, not worth it, quarterly issue, and $20 an issue, and then do the annual subscription. I love this so much because it's legit. These guys have worked their butt off to get good content, get good photos, all of those things. Our kids, every one of them has a copy, and they love looking through it. And so I cannot wait. We just were talking about this of when the next issue is going to be out. So I can't wait to see how I know they've been all over to every race trying to figure out how to capture every moment for this community. So get your subscription so you don't miss out on all of the fun things.
You can go to did you say where you could go to today?
You got to, I forgot because it's a little bit different. It's not just Get Stoked.
Right. Get Stoked.
That's
GetMeStoked.com. All right.
That's what I was
As Holly was
getting to
talking, a little bit of a racing jersey change for our next guest.
I didn't know we were changing.
Well, yeah, we got to support those that are coming in here, and this is as close as I can find to support the next 2 racers coming in. They are some of our
They're
faves.
favorites, yeah.
They're geniuses. They've helped design some of the best one-wheel stuff out there. The XL is the newest board. I think we got a picture of that for those who are like, what? Did I miss this? I'm trying to get my mic or my headset to work great. Here is a picture of the GTXL. Whew, heard nothing but good things on this thing. The Rally XL. It's the pinnacle of one-wheel performance. All right, this is Austin and Mercedes Silva, some of the best human beings you ever meet. They race for the factory racing team of One Wheel. They also helped design all of the features and the race course of Race for the Rail 2025. Everybody, put your hands together for the Silvas.
They're like a triple threat. Hi,
They
guys. Are they here?
Oh, we got the dog right in the middle.
Hey!
That was a little bit.
People were going to be very confused. They thought we were punking them all of a sudden. But let's be honest, that dog right there is just as famous as you guys.
There's a lot of truth to that.
So when you show up to a race and you see those dogs and I haven't seen you yet, I know you're close. I just got to find you. And so, okay. How are you
guys.
doing?
We're doing good.
Okay.
Just coming back from lunch.
All right.
Coming back from lunch.
Where'd you go for lunch?
Just the grocery store.
Oh, that is so the two of you.
Why? If you got the right
They,
supermarket, you got a salad bar, you've got a sushi bar.
you
You got it all.
They make good sandwiches.
Good sandwiches. Mercedes, I'm hope that you're parked at this moment because I just saw both hands and you leaned in.
in.
Just driving with their foot.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you guys are talented. So
You are.
we
I'm
wouldn't be
not
surprised. We would not be surprised one
I was
bit.
just thinking in my head that we know you guys, like, we got Mercedes, she's the beauty. We've got Austin, he's the brains. And now you guys built all of those things as we watched. And now you're the bronze. Like, you are a triple threat.
Yeah, you guys
Beauty,
are.
brains, and brawn.
You guys, okay. So let's just ask. You're coming off of the weekend. You didn't make it on the podium, but there was so much more things going on. I get it. Everybody wants the podium, so I'm not trying to make light of that. But you had some wins in other categories. One would be, in my opinion, the race course, and it has to put smiles on both your faces. Am I wrong?
Yeah, we're thrilled with how the race came out.
Oh man, it was something. It was like, again, having you guys on previous to it and just having conversations over 4 years on what it would look like if you could ever get one of the a course like that, to see it happen was awesome. I know I got to get better words than awesome, because that's so
Well, I think
underwhelming.
We know that we've gotten to have conversations with you guys in the past and how much you love this community. And no one would ever deny that because of the trips that you take to go spend time with people. And when you're at a race, you stay a few days to see people. Like, in all the time of just taking in all of these conversations of, like, what's best for the sport? What does the community want? What works for new riders? How do you grow it? And it, like, all was there. It was like every bit of these ideas all came together. What seemed like we would have loved to see it in person, but from the camera, it looked like it was all those pieces that have been talked about for so long.
So do you agree to her statement? That's what we're going to do. That was a long non-question that I'm turning into a question. Do you agree with what she said?
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally thrilled with how everything came out. I don't know. There's not much I would change. Like,
That's awesome.
That would be epic on the switcher. He's just clicking around. Just continue on. Okay.
Yeah, it was incredible, like how the race kind of came to life, basically. So being able to watch people pass back and forth. Some people took a couple of spills, made up time, and then watching a ton of people come there and kind of push their limits and what they felt like was possible for, like themselves. And seeing some of the battles that people had, and then them coming through, the other side of it, and being super stoked about everything was incredible. We Austin took definitely a lot more time than I did, but we helped some people out and getting over those features and everything, and like that was just being able to be there for people, show them, like kind of what a race that we've always envisioned as far as like side-by-side one-wheel racing would look like. Watching all that come to life is like, I can't even put it into words, like how cool it was.
Yeah, that's been my problem around here. I keep
struggling.
saying awesome, and it's just so it's just not right. It was, in my opinion, and I'm going to ask if you agree to. I think the sport changed. You always watch in sports, pick football, pick whatever
Monumental
sport.
moments.
Some moment in the sport switched the way a position's been played in sports, or how a team is put together. I think this past weekend changed the way racing should be, or is going to be done, or viewed. Do you sense that as well, or is that just me in Minnesota?
Yeah, I definitely think that I saw some like light bulbs go off in some people's minds while we were there of like, I've got a moto track that's pretty close to where I'm at, and like this doesn't seem like a totally crazy idea, like kind of stuff like that. I really saw in people's eyes, and that was super cool.
Yeah, we're gonna be honest. We've already looked because we've had previous conversations about this. We know 1 hour from the Twin Cities, there's a nice Moto X track that you could use. We could use in 1 hour from the Twin Cities. So you got a big old city right next to you. Could be a lure for people to come race, and then they an easy. Hey, I'm going to spend a weekend in the Minneapolis area and see what the city's got. Could
Definitely,
happen.
the closer you are to a airport and the closer accommodations are too, it makes things a lot more comfortable for people, and
Yes.
uh, they're more than happy to come out.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so all the designs of the features and stuff. One, well placed on the whole course. Like it was so cool to see all of them. Obviously, we built versions of those here, but not knowing how you were going to place them, so cool to see how they were placed. The lily pad by far in this house was our favorite. We're asking this question just for us. Is that the actual term for that feature, Austin, or is that what you guys called it?
Yeah, it's a term used by mostly the mountain bike community.
Okay.
It, so like 2022, we had an on-off feature, which is just like a platform you jump onto and then drop off of. Lily pads got a little bit of a kick, so it's it's basically like an on-off, but with kind of a slight ramp off of
Yeah,
it.
right. I mean, it looks sweet. Like every feature you guys built, what I think was so cool, they didn't. You guys took time to paint them or stain them, whatever you did to them, to make them look complete, right? If you'd have just thrown them out there and it was just wood, it's a cool vibe, but it just looked so professional to have them painted black and sitting out there. It also made them stick out on the course, so everybody at home and
We
racers,
knew, yeah, where they were coming.
yeah, you could just see them when, yeah, it was spectacular.
I loved the idea of like the multiple loops because
Yeah.
it wasn't enough to just see that lily pad one time. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
needed to see everybody do it again. And I think it also just showed the ability of the riders. Like they missed it the first time, got it the next time, or they cleared it the next time, or however. It was different every time. So it was just fun to watch who could manage and maneuver through those all, and I loved it. I love all the multiple laps of everything.
Austin, Mercedes at one point posted it's something about with you driving a big piece of equipment. I don't know what it was called. But and then somebody else, maybe it was her, posted, "Will he make it up the hill?" kind of deal. In it, how much of the grooming of the track did you have to do, and how much of it was already done before you got there? Because you were that big machine. I don't think you were just taking it for a cruise.
So the park people got the track mostly prepped. They got it shaped and smooth for us. I just came in. We brought a skid steer with a power rake, which is basically just something to scratch the top couple inches of the surface and smooth it out. And then we brought the compactor in to compact it down, which basically kept it smooth. It made it harder for the riders to dig holes, and it allowed the watering that we did. We had a water truck going around and watering the track multiple times a day, and having that compacted down really held the water in.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple days that were pretty warm. So
Which again makes, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys being out there, I'm just the viewer at the moment. It did seem like the course didn't change and evolve through practice, and the more riders ride it, right? In previous years, the more it gets ridden, the more the thing changes because rocks are now spit up, right? You go do an enduro race, how you practice, and then by the time you go, it's 9-day difference, that trail. It didn't seem like the wear and tear really impacted dramatically to the course. Is that a safe take from me watching from home?
yeah, the course changed a little bit. It kept its shape. It didn't really soften up, but for whatever reason, the last day there was basically the main event day. There was like a really hard base, and then there was like a soft. I mean, the course kind of felt like a shuffleboard. Like it was like hard on the bottom, and then just like this really loose, thin layer on top that made it like really slippery. And you could definitely tell on like there was a downhill, almost off camber right hand turn
Oh, yeah.
that was flat. And yeah, it was just all of the racers were just sliding around that whole corner, and
Yeah.
that was really challenging.
Which you saw some of them. That explains why I couldn't figure out why a couple of those riders like fell backside. Like I was like, that's an odd way to. It wasn't a feature, and their board kind of went. That makes sense why that was happening. When we just had Jafari on. I wish at home you had instant replays after the events. And then I could choose riders to follow, like Mercedes. I had a whole lot of questions in your final heat. I couldn't tell what happened. All I know is it looked like someone was a bowling ball and you were a pin and you were knocked over. I was like, what just happened? One, I want to make sure you were okay. Two, I was like, what just happened? And I never... by the time I could get to a spot to go rewind it, it would have taken me forever on YouTube to try to find that one spot. But what happened in your heat, I think it was right in the first turn, right? The first right-hand turn, you get taken out. Was that just somebody hitting the soft stuff, or were you already following, or I just need to know from
Both
me.
Hazel and I collided because we were both backside to each other, so neither one of us really saw each other coming, kind of deal. So we wiped each other out.
Yeah, and from home, it looked gnarly. It looked like, oh man, is Mercedes okay? Because all of a sudden I think you see Hazel, right? That's who you said. Is that? Yeah, you see her, and then I don't see you, and I was like, is she even in the race anymore? And then
then we were like, is she hurt?
Right.
So she had to walk off. And
I was about to text Austin.
I was texting people
Austin.
there, like, is Mercedes okay? And then there was one other shot right towards the end that then you came back into the screen, so we at least knew that you were finishing the race. But we were like, where is she?
Okay, so that
protective
explains it. But you
friends.
did. I mean, I think what was so cool, Mercedes, in that heat, it didn't go the way you wish it would have, where you're on the podium and getting $10,000. But cool to see you across the line, high five.
Yeah.
Zane, hug her.
Hugs.
And then you to check in on Emma. I just think, again, when we talk about the Silvas, you guys, we always say the pros. You don't throw a fit when it doesn't go your way. You
love the people you're about to
yeah. So thank you, Mercedes, on camera. You know, you didn't know the camera was on you. I would assume not. But you just in the background, you just see you high-fiving and taking care of. Thank you for showing our kids how to handle a loss. So I know you would I'd like to show them how to win too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. So to be completely honest, there was one momentary thought that I had in that race where I was like, man, I just kind of got a little sad. And I was like, man, I'm not where I want to be and everything. And it was maybe I just give up. And then immediately snapped to it and was like, that is so silly. That is just a really silly thought. And I was like, I'm here either way to have fun. And that's all I've been having all weekend. And why would I let one mistake? Yeah, sure, it's the finals and stuff. But why would I let one mistake dictate the whole race for me? And so I just went out there and I had so much fun with it after that. That was within the first half of a lap or so. And I just had so much fun with it after. Even sent it off of the lily pad. I did not have nearly enough speed. But on the last lap, you kind of know where you're at and stuff. And don't mind. And so I sent it off the lily pad. I did that a few times that weekend, and actually I did that most of my practice and didn't practice it the right way, to be honest. And just had fun with it and stuff, and that's what it's all about. And sometimes you do have those moments where you get really sad and it's it didn't go the way that I expected it to, but you have to be able to manage those thoughts and come back to what is really important to you and finish everything out, and just continue to remind yourself why you're there and the fun of everything. And things happen to where you get a little disappointed sometimes, and it's okay to feel that disappointment, but you have to make sure that you adjust for those thoughts and bring them back to what's meaningful to you.
All of that in the middle of a race. That's impressive. And again, it was cool to see you passing people and you were making a go of it, right? Mm-hmm. That where you were having that mental battle is where I'm asking, is Mercedes okay? Because you just weren't in any of the shots, and I was like, is she out? And then all of a sudden, you were creeping back in. You were flying. Actually, I think Jack even makes a comment. Somebody does that you are just going all of a sudden, and it was cool to watch. And
What were
again,
they calling it? The spider turbo bite?
Bodie kept saying
or something?
getting bit by the something spider.
The turbo spider.
Turbo spider. Yeah. I hate when my kids get bit by that thing around here because it's like somebody's coming up crying.
Yeah.
That's what that means. Somebody's not going to be able to stop fast enough. I'll be honest, that happened to me the other day. We've been racing a lot around here, and I was like, okay, I got one more race. I had one light left on my GTS. I was like, I got one more race. I think I can make it. And we're flying, and all of a sudden, I didn't have enough power to brake downhill, and I almost died because I couldn't stop. I had to jump off of it.
Thanks.
I got bit by the turbo spider
Thanks
right
for
there.
sharing
Just
the
going,
stories.
yeah, well, you're gonna do it. Just do it right. Anyways. Okay. So it's so many cool things. I think let's talk about like the whole weekend now. Like knowing that you again perceive perspective from us is all through online. You know, was it Friday night? Everybody's running the prelims and stuff. Mercedes, why in your heat, and again, I'm asking a question I already know the answer to, but for other people that have been Dean and then me asking, you could choose to race on Friday? Like it felt like some people are not racing. What was happening on Friday?
You're talking about on the women's side.
On the women and the men's, people were just sitting out left and right. Was that just because they could do that? They didn't feel threatened by any positions?
So some of the people had already pre-qualified and got pushed through to Saturday semifinals by the rankings. So
Yeah.
they qualified through the rankings. And then if you hadn't qualified through the rankings, then you had to do the timed practice, and then the timed practice set you into what were they called? The motos, qualifying motos.
Okay.
And you had to complete the qualifying motos to be placed into semifinals the following day.
But when you raced, wasn't Emma already
Emma,
ranked
Zane.
and Zane ranked? That's where I got confused in that, is that you're racing it.
They were already qualified, right?
So were they just doing for laughs and giggles?
They do it for gate choice.
Oh. That's some of the things like as
On the practice.
and for sure.
Yeah.
That's all I
practice
kept
is-
leaning to, is like they just must want more practice. It gave a great showing. I also think, again, watching it through the lens of our family, it really, as our kids watched more of you guys racing, the more respect they got for those that kept racing after each. Like when you got to the mass start, right? They know, oh wait, the big race is tomorrow. Look at all these people putting it on the line here. You just saw them, the way they talked about all those racers. Wow, that's really cool to see them constantly do that, because there is some of that in sports. You do it for you and the fans, right? The fans, the viewers are watching, going, because you guys are inspiring. Like again, front row seat as a dad and a mom, watching all of you and those that aren't on camera now that raced all weekend. They are all inspiring our kids to get out and ride. Guess what? We did log off early a lot of times because everyone in the house wanted to go out and ride their Onewheels. They just did, because they're watching all of you do what you're doing, and like, I got to go ride. And so they all geared up, and they were all going to send it off the features and stuff to compare themselves to you and other people. So it was really fun to watch. So thank you for getting out there on Friday and racing and doing the mass start. Mass start on Friday? That was Friday night, right?
Was that awesome?
That was pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun, yeah. Me and Noah, we only had a couple XLs. We allowed the XLs in the mass race, but there was only two, and it was the two that we brought. So me and Noah just had fun with it. We hopped on the XLs, basically let the whole group go to the first corner, and tried to catch up as much as we could. I think we gave them a little bit too much of a handicap,
Yeah.
which ended up, me and Noah ended up pushing it way too hard and making a bunch of mistakes. And then, yeah, the lily pad, we hadn't taken a practice lap on or anything.
Oh, wow.
Lily pad, in order to get enough speed to clear it, you have to basically gun it up the hill and over the straight. You have to basically go as fast as you can, maybe like 10, 15% less, something like that. But we did that with the XL, and both of us just like went flying way further. than we
Where
expected.
I saw that on Instagram. What did you post it only in your story, or is it on your like storyboard? Not, I don't know what I'm asking, but can I go find it right now?
Someone sent a video just to the start of us, like
Yeah,
at the
that's the one.
starting line. Yeah, that was the story.
And that's where I learned, because Jack didn't. I don't know if Jack even knew that. At least on Friday night, Jack didn't know much of what was happening. He's like, I don't know. Things seem to be changing, and so he didn't. He knew that you guys were riding the XLs, but he didn't know what agreement was made. And so when I saw that video, and it was just somebody with their phone, you see the race go, and then you've got you and Noah just hanging back. And then you guys take off. And then I know the rest of the story because I watched it, how you guys just devoured hills and caught up with people. I felt like this when I watched it. Because the board was heavier, the jumps or the ramps, you just weren't practiced through. Is that a fairly good assumption or no?
I think we were just kind of scrambling, going really hard, trying to catch up. Plus, it was just like a long day, long
Yeah.
week. We were both. Noah helped a lot with building the features and moving things, and setting things up. Yeah, we were just tired.
I
Make
bet.
mistakes.
You had to be tired on Saturday. I mean, because again, like it or not, you guys are. You're not labeled. This is how I'm labeling it. It'll probably get you in trouble, and I'm sorry if people go, see, Scott knew it as well. But you guys were right, the race officials, somewhat, not really, but you guys just knew what was to be expected out of that thing. So all those questions were fielded through you guys.
Well, you had so much thought.
A lot on
put
your
into
plate.
That.
So not only are you physically fatigued from the prep of everything, and we're not talking about 2 days prior, we're talking 2-3 weeks prior, and then the other stuff that no one knows for the last year that you guys have been prepping. Then you're tired, exhaustion of probably because you get a bunch of one-wheelers together. There's always some kind of drama of who wants to not send it and send it, and you guys have to field that.
You guys take the time to help people practice, to help others learn. So you're doing that. You're coaching side of it.
And so, yeah, you guys had
so much.
A different level of fatigue, I'm sure, on Saturday even.
Yeah, we were definitely busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually realize the whole week I was like, no, I'm gonna be fine. No, I'll be fine once it comes to race day. People are like, oh, why don't you just go relax? It's like, I'll be fine. And then Saturday rolled around and I was like, maybe I'm not totally fine. I was tired.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I
again, I just super excited about where the sport could possibly go because of this weekend. I hope One Wheel chooses to do that again. Like, I don't know how you could go backwards. It felt right. It did. It feels like brands can get involved in that in a higher capacity because it's something that, you take the pro. Obviously, I'm not trying to be unkind, but there is a fall off as you bring in the other categories in of level. Like, I'm trying to choose my words because I'm not looking to offend anyone. I'm not out there sending it and everyone's riding better than me. But as a viewer, you're looking at the pros. When you watch it, it's like, okay, this has got some traction. This looks like it could have the stamp of a Red Bull Rampage style on it as people got better at this now. Even the Groms, they were pretty fun to watch. The
Groms crushed it on that course. Oh my gosh.
They did. Like, if anyone was saying it's too, like as I heard, it's too hard, those are too big, just look backwards and see that the younger ones are doing it and you don't have as much squawk in there. Maybe it's not hard enough yet. Right? Like, because a lot of times Groms should be the ones struggling, and I'm not suggesting we make a real unreachable, but I just think we unlock something. I hope other races that are looking at their races going, okay, what did we learn? And what should we implement? So I'm going to turn to you two. What should other races learn from what that you just did this weekend, in your opinion? That's a big question.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do Side by side racing, I think biggest thing is to make sure the course has plenty of passing opportunities. That's something that we've struggled with as a sport for quite some time. And that was really refreshing this weekend.
Yeah. That created emotions as a viewer. Like me sitting at home, you sat on the edge of your seat, where as years passed, you just sat on the edge of your seat if the one you were picking to win isn't in first. But the entire time, I didn't know who all the races were because you can't tell with full faces all the time. You were just excited about the caliber of those pro races, how close people were. Even if it was a battle for fourth and fifth, who's going to clear the feature? It just created an emotion. And it was, and I think you just saw the caliber of racing go up because you were racing next to each other, side by side. Am I wrong on that?
Well, and at any given point, a rider's not out of it. Like, who knows where, like, if one person made a mistake or, you know, you could catch up however you ride, you know, so there was just that anticipation of watching it. Like, at any given point, the race isn't fully over, you know.
Right.
So that was just fun as a fan, as a spectator, to see all of that.
When did you guys go back and rewatch the streaming yet?
Some of it,
Some
yeah.
of it.
It's a long
What'd you? And again, you're been busy, so I don't expect that you would have time to watch all of that. But what'd you like? One of our highlights in the home is the pass, and it's memorable because Jafari goes on and wins. But that pass where Jafari sends it over a feature and takes first place, that's what made it's just like somebody had to do that in that heat to win, and to just see him send it. How did that put a smile on your face? I know it was in your heat, Austin, and you're like, well, I wish that was me.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, that's exactly what I designed the feature for. You know, we went with the lily pad over an on-off because on-off you can kind of hit faster. You can basically jump towards like the very edge and just kind of like tap it real quick.
Yep.
But with the lip of the lily pad, you really had to like slow down to get, you know, at least you didn't want to touch like the last half. You didn't want to land on the last half of the lily pad. You had to land on the first half of the lily pad to kind of set yourself up for jumping off the lily pad. So it ended up so that you had to go like max 10 miles an hour or 12 miles an hour to hit the lily pad. And then you'd have to go 20 miles an hour to clear it. So it just became like a really good passing opportunity, but also a high risk. So yeah, I mean, it was perfect. It's exactly what we designed it for, and yeah, it worked out really good.
It really did. I think it was at the Clydesdale or Legends race came down to that feature as well.
Yeah.
And it was fun to watch. You know, in those races, you saw a little bit more people taking the beelines and things of that nature, which I think, you know.
Uh-oh, you're going to open a can of worms.
Sure. I don't think so. I think pros should never have a beeline. Pros. You earn it by sending it. I can see in another world where you give beelines to other brackets because
I only want a track that's beeline.
Yeah, get out of here. That's called a walking path. That's what that is. Walking path. Get out of here. I think the other sports I watch, like we love Red Bull Rampage out in Utah. I don't see B lines anywhere.
No, they're all equally.
Go down the hill. You have 3 minutes to do such. You get to choose your lines, but there's no like B lines, and I just think great B lines for the other brackets categories is wonderful. That keeps it like, hey, cool. That's what keeps you in those categories. But pros shouldn't be Joes. No B lines.
I loved it. I loved that aspect of it. And Mercedes, you alluded to it earlier, or even said it clear as day, like watching people do something that they've not been able to do, and whether it was just being able to be taught or have the chance to actually try it and watch themselves grow. Like that in and of itself is what's important about making a sport grow, is being able to watch people that have done the same things and then try something new. So
right.
I mean, all of that is great to have for spectator viewing, but just the growth of the sport.
What would be one thing? What would be one thing that you guys would tweak if you did it again? Or maybe it's a couple things, but one thing that stands out as you're going, hey, this would be things I would do different. It can be anything you choose. That was totally muted, Mercedes. We didn't hear whatever you whispered. So,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to take this one. So one of the things that I noticed was we got a lot more air off of the lips coming up the jumps than I had originally thought we might. I don't know if you knew that we were going to get that much air, but I would love to put a feature, like a large feature across one of those tabletops next year, to where it's like a step up type of thing or something like that. I immediately thought of this like right after the race, and I was like, man, why couldn't I have had that thought before the race? But that's okay. Now we have it. But yeah, that's one thing that I would do is I would use those lips a little bit more, especially going into next year with the XLs and stuff. I think that those would easily be able to get more air off of them. So
Talking about the face of the tabletops.
yeah.
Yeah, because they were massive. Like when you were talking about tabletops, Austin, every course or track is different. I was like, the kids were all asking, I was like, they could be ginormous tabletops or they could be very little tabletops. They were pretty large. They were pretty, from my vantage point at home, they were very large. And so you could definitely do some fun things up there. What was it?
They were like 40 to 80 feet.
Yeah, that's huge. Which a lot of possibilities there. A lot of possibilities.
Love it.
How about you, Austin? What would be one thing you would add, take away? We got more features coming. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to her point, we thought like ideally we'd have something like a lily pad, like multiple versions of the lily pad. So not specifically like that, but something where you could either take a feature, you could roll a feature really slowly, or you could clear it, or you can go over it, at a higher risk level really fast.
Yeah.
I think maybe so we had like speed bumps for the beeline. I was thinking maybe if we put speed bumps on the back side of those, like not many, like 2, possibly 3 on the back side of those tabletop lips.
Yep.
Something where people could jump over them, or they could roll them.
That was
cool.
Those were slow. I mean, I didn't see anyone go over those with speed at all. Most of the time, I ended up seeing them walk. It was like, right? They were it looked like stairs from where we were watching. It just looked like steps.
Yeah, they were very difficult.
Yeah.
The more they got used too, the more difficult they got because we didn't have any plywood laying under it. It was just dirt. And so once you go over the first one onto the second one, it would sometimes like spin up dirt. And I think it just made the underneath of that quite loose. So
Yeah.
it got a little bit more difficult the more time went on. And that was one thing that we discussed about fixing too, was putting some plywood under that so that doesn't happen next year.
Yeah. No, just put water underneath it. Just put water.
There you go.
I actually designed those speed bumps. I took some measurements out in Texas at Lemonade where they were just naturally forming braking bumps. So I measured how tall they were and how far apart they were. So obviously there's like a certain frequency that, was really difficult for the board to cross. And that's what those were modeled off of.
Oh, that's genius.
Originally, just for testing, but we ended up doubling it for this.
Yeah, but those weren't in the original design of the course, right? The beelines came after discussion, right?
They were part of the original design,
Okay.
but not for the features. We were going to make all the features mandatory.
Right.
So we had 3 steep tabletops that were not part of the course. We kind of routed around. Originally, with the XLs being a part of it, we were going to leave those in, but we were going to make them optional And so the route around the steep tabletops, we're going to have those speed bumps.
Yeah. And
And then we took the XLs didn't come out.
was that the XLs just didn't make it release soon enough to be able to make that happen? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we dropped the XLs, they were basically sold out. Like, it. Not only is it not that much time, but like, I don't even know if we had like enough stock to get all the racers on. Like it
Right.
was just way too late.
Yeah.
Maybe like a month earlier or something like that. It would have been reasonable.
It does give it. It makes sense though the way it did play out. Everybody's been practicing on the GTSs. Now they have a year to get the board and practice on that, and it'll just make it better, especially for watching aspect. Throw out new boards as close as that was. It just would have been a little bit rougher, I think. I just think everybody being able to ride their boards. Not very many people rode without hooks. Emmett Stewart had no hooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was basically Emma, Dave, and Thor.
3. Okay, interesting.
The king of the foot
Yeah,
game.
and I like he's sticking to his gun, but I do think
right.
Those features, bit difficult without that old hooks to your feet.
Yeah.
I do think.
Yeah.
They were definitely difficult. Although I will say Thor cleared that lily pad with no hooks like 2 or 3 times.
Wow. Yeah,
So
I wish I
doable.
would have known that he didn't have hooks because it would have been. I would have watched that because it was just like, how do you keep that on your feet?
Mm-hmm.
But a legend, that guy who was the free foot gang, is now gotten he's got hooks on his. That guy, he's like, I'm never going back. I was like, you talk so much smack without ever trying them. Now he's like, I'll never go without him. Yeah, this guy, he's over there right now squawking. I'm never going back. How naive was I? This guy.
Yeah, people don't usually go back to wearing no footholds. Usually everyone that doesn't have footholds never really gave footholds a chance.
Yeah, that's probably, I'm in that category because I've put them on and I've shot videos with them.
And then you took
And
them
then
off.
I took them back off. So, but I'm not I'm just a Joe. I'm okay with that. I do like hopping on my Onewheel barefoot a lot. And I could not do that with hooks. So, just, old dogs can't learn new tricks, I guess. That's the problem. But I'm not racing like you guys, so I understand my place in the sport. That's why I have a podcast.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay. There's so much more we want to cover on the weekend.
Of course.
And we wanted to have you on just to hear your take on the weekend. Again, what happened at Race to the Rail, as we titled this week, has changed one-wheel racing. I think it has. It should. I hope we see more races like this pop up, or people taking a strong look at what they're putting out there. I don't think enduro racing's gone. I don't think that.
No,
I think that's a style of
yeah.
racing that's going to be there, and that's fun. I do think we could have just opened up something very special that is doable around the globe that could get more eyes on it.
That's a great way. It's a new open door.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
I know that we had friends here. Like, this is a perfect example. You two will love this. And make sure Jack hears this story because I think for him on the marketing side. But then this will help other people going, yeah, so you're just using me to race to make money and sell boards. No. Anyways, here's the story. Our neighbor, he's 72 years old. Great family. They got no kids, but they see our kids flying around here.
They do have kids. They're older kids.
Nobody
rides a one wheel.
They have a swing set. They're like, hey, do you guys want our swing set? And then they paused for a second. He's like, they answered their own question. Like, no, you guys don't have a swing set. You're letting your 5-year-old run around 30 miles an hour on a one wheel. I don't think they'll think a swing set's very fun.
No.
And then they're like, hey, bummed that your car broke down so you couldn't get out to California. And I was like, yeah, you got to watch what the kids would have been racing at. And so him and his wife at 70-some years old sat down and watched the race with no one in it that they knew.
They loved
you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, we've created something that even to them, they can follow it and have mad respects for it. I just think that, and they're not going to buy a one wheel, but they would attend an event. I'm just saying, there's a side of this thing that could be developed that would be really fun. And as you have said, Austin and Mercedes, we're trying to grow a sport. And I think that's what people got to understand, is that when it comes to racing, he's trying to grow a sport that would be here for people to root. Way back in the day, snowboarding wasn't a thing you went and watched. But now we go through Minnesota and watch snowboarding competitions because it's fun. Because it's I can't believe they do that on their boards. So we're here for it with you guys. However, we can continue to help to spread the stoke. So thank you for...
You guys are amazing.
Yes. Okay, we're going to sign off with them for a second, but stay in the green room, Silvas. We'll chat with you off camera for a second here. Thank you for being with us, making time to be with us. The last thing for you two is I need to figure out how to get bobbleheads of you guys on my desk. I mean,
I will research that right
now.
now.
We need to. So we're going to ask you for some pictures on your Onewheel to make a. We just got to have it. Like I got all these other sports that I follow sitting up here, but we just need the two of you, and we need both of you. I can't have just one because it's both of you that we. So
It's going to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, people are going to want your own bobblehead. It'll be so great. Podcasts everywhere will have the Silvas sitting on their desks. Okay. Hang tight. We'll be right back with this. Well, we will. You won't at home. Austin, Mercedes, thanks for being with us today on the podcast. We'll catch up with you in a second.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, always. Okay, as they go to the green room, I do want to say thank you to Bradley for giving resources today. It's a very kind gesture.
Yeah.
And we don't do this for the money. We do it for the sport. We love being able to give platforms like a Jafari to share in an interview style of what his experience was like and be able to follow him over the years. We had him on this podcast, I don't know, over a year and a half ago. And to see his trajectory and progression has been nothing but special. And so we love having that platform. Bradley, thanks for giving resources. Sean Paul and Garrett, thanks for wearing our jerseys at Race to the Rail.
Yes.
We were excited to see the jersey come across the screen at different points and things of that nature. So thank you for everybody that tunes in every week. We're excited about the new content coming. We do have an XL on its way here to Minnesota. We will have all kinds of content with that. We will compare and contrast to the GTSs, and maybe that will give me the edge to maybe beat Legend. Well, let's find out. It'll be exciting times around here, so thank you. If you haven't subscribed already, you should probably do that.
Yeah.
Okay, Al, thanks for being with us. Yes, Holly.
Yeah, we did have Cody in the chat. He was the Grom winner, correct, Ledge? Cody was in
Cody
the chat.
was in there. All right.
And he had just missed us talking about the Groms, but you did an incredible job, and you were awesome this weekend. So
our Groms that were going to be out there racing watched your race intently, and asked them. They were trying to see how they're in
a good way. They're
ready.
coming for you.
Yeah, they were like they want to know if they can beat the best.
Yeah,
and you're the best.
That was awesome. Well
so
done.
Great job.
The first ever Race for the Rails.
All of you, the legends and the Clydesdales. It was so much fun.
Good.
Experts to watch everybody race at their different calibers, and you guys are doing something real special. So thanks for putting it on the line out there. Not too many injuries out there, so it was cool. Did I see somebody racing in a sling? Was that
what?
Who dislocated their shoulder? Multiple people. Okay.
Legends.
Okay.
Multiple people.
All right. Anyways, good to be with everybody. If you didn't watch the race, go to Onewheel on YouTube.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, go watch it. Fast forward through all the moments that there's just a drone shot and get to the next race. It's really exciting. Okay, everybody, have a fabulous week because this one is over.
Bye.
Bye-bye.